We started our journey to be a professional learner community a very long time ago. In fact, our superintendent got together the administrative team at that time and did a book talk on whatever it takes. And there was so much excitement that it followed up with having Rick and Becky Dufour come to our district. That was back in 2006. It led to dramatic changes in the master schedule, the way we focus on learning, and changes in just about everything that we do to keep that focus on students.
So we start our morning with advisory. Every student in the school eats breakfast together with their advisory teacher in a small group setting. They also focus on team building and relationship building, as well as innovative problem solving to some of the community issues that we are seeing.
There's a culture of connectedness here. Students feel supported.
I feel like everybody feels like they are important and that we're always reminded that everybody matters.
We really look at how we can nurture a child's social and emotional development, as well as their career pathways when they leave here at Windsor and go out into our community.
So our program is called Careers and Cookies, and every month a different pathway will be introduced to students. Agriculture, business and finance, computer science, engineering, education, healthcare, and trades.
This also connects to our after-school program, where we have over 30 different clubs and activities that are focused on science, technology, math, agriculture, as well as community outreach organizations. The students can pick where they go.
Teacher teams meet regularly to discuss students. They look at curriculum. They make decisions on instruction and assessment, and they take assessment data and they work to improve upon their practice to make sure that they're meeting the needs of every student.
It allows us to leverage each other's strengths. So if there's something, content-wise that I'm really strong at, but the teacher that I collaborate with has some other ideas on how to best deliver that content to students, we can kind of collaborate together to come up with a plan.
We take and get together with my other language teachers and we talk specifically about what's going on, what our action plan is, what we're going to do about it. We also can support one another, what's working for you, and you can really troubleshoot and figure out how to reach all the kids that you have.
The teachers are honestly wonderful. They're always there for extra help. Even throughout class, they'll pull you aside and they'll help you if you're struggling with a subject.
We feel that we're data informed but student centered. So we name names, we talk about individual kids on a regular basis, and we talk about their strengths and their needs, and we try to tailor what we do for each student.
What is most effective for my students is to be able to get immediate feedback. And I, as a teacher, it's impossible for me to get around to every single kid and say, this is where you have an issue, this is where you have an issue. So when I use something like Schoology, they're able to immediately see where they're having a problem, and they redo it.
They'll debrief the lesson and what we learned, and we'll answer questions on that. And then the next day they'll come in, and on the board there'll be review of the day before to see where we're at, what we got correct.
It does help because then you get extra help, and for the next test then you can redo it and get a better grade.
When we review it, we then know what we have to study, what we don't have to study, and basically helps us get a lot better grades than we did before this happened.
I think in addition to teaching math content, it's really important for me to develop my students as collaborative problem solvers. I think the first part of that is really creating an environment where students feel safe to talk with one another, share strategies with one another. They feel safe making mistakes and understanding that that's a way that we can learn from each other.
They're much more cognizant of what they can do to actually help themselves learn better. And so it's not necessarily teacher-driven, it's student-driven.
Traditionally in our student achievement, we're in the bottom third of our region comparatively. And over time we have built our standing, and our students do very well. In fact, we are consistently in the top 2 in our region on state assessments.
These are all of our kids, and I think that by kind of all having a shared interest in our performance and the achievement of our students, that they kind of start to see that as a shared responsibility too among themselves. Let's work together to achieve this outcome together.
And if we can help students when they leave our doors be successful and give back to their community, that makes what we do all more important for students.